Hey guys, it's ANicWin, also known as Amy, and happy Wednesday. Ooh, wrong. Happy Monday. I caught myself. I'm not redoing it. Happy Monday. I hope you're having a lovely day. This is an apartment renovation in Evergreen Harbor. I still get that weird, everything looks like it's underwater glitch when I try to jump into one of these lots straight from build mode. I don't know why, but I don't like it. So I have to have a live sim on the lot. I'm not going to be using tool mod or anything like that. And you may not even notice. I'm like hyper aware of it because I really hate when the money is like going in and out of their, household funds. There it is. Household funds in the bottom left-hand corner. Now that I've called it out, we can all kind of hate on it together. My premise for this apartment renovation is that it's a single parent. I'm thinking a mother. It could be father. It doesn't really matter, but it's a single parent either way with their teenage daughter. And they have moved here to Evergreen Harbor. Maybe they were already living here and they've just moved into an apartment after the divorce, or maybe the dad has never been in the picture and they just happened to move here for a career move. I'm not really sure. I didn't think too deeply about the backstory as far as that goes. But what I do know is that the daughter is kind of a creative type, and her mom is definitely the type to encourage that. I don't think she's also creative, but she's just really supportive, and I love a good supportive environment. And I don't think the teenager really knows what she's into yet, so I didn't give them an art easel, but she's got like the knitting basket and the cross-stitching basket, and there's some like home interior design decoration things in her room. So I think she's still dabbling and still learning, and maybe, you know, if you were to download this unit and you played with that type of storyline, maybe eventually she was geared towards music. Maybe she ends up being an engineer. I mean, you know, creativity and art projects don't necessarily mean that she has to be an entertainer or something like that as she ages. So that was the thought. I completely talked through the bathroom. That's one of my favorite bathrooms I've ever done, by the way. I thought it was so pretty. And I talked right through it. But now we're in the master bedroom. Now, even though she's a single parent that I'm imagining, I do give her a double bed and it's accessible. I do place some stuff at the foot of the bed. I play tested it. You can access both sides, no problem. So she can potentially find love, you know, or have a partner. She doesn't want to have a husband or a wife or whatever the case may be. But I use this bed from the industrial loft kit, I believe. And then I used a ton of plants from the plant kit because I love it. Can't get enough of it. And Dream Home Decorator came out to play quite a bit more in this unit. I am trying to use that pack a lot more and just get more comfortable with the, like, what are they called? The objects that, why can I not think of what that is called? Modular. There we go. I don't even know why I'm having trouble speaking, but I'm trying to get used to the modular furniture, and it's a slow going process, but I mean, it is happening. And you may notice that window that I just fixed it keeps going like in and out. If you just use recolor tool, hit R on your keyboard, you can make that reappear. Evergreen Harbor is a little bit glitched, but it's fine. She's trying, y'all. But I think mom is definitely into plants. It's not a unique storyline. That's definitely something I find myself doing a lot. I am plant obsessed in this game. It's like the perfect little filler item. Like you have an empty hole, plant. I mean, it's either that or a lamp. Those are my go-to items, and that's how I decorate in real life. So it's true to form. It's reflective of the creator, if you will. I gave her a dresser here. We are going to decorate or clutter the top of that in just a moment. I placed these little notes from Parenthood on top of the mirror. Since she's a single mom, I kind of felt like maybe she writes herself reminders and she sticks them to an available surface, and her room just happens to be where she's doing the most reminding. Or maybe this is just where she knows she's going to look at it. I'm thinking mom might have just a touch of ADHD. And that's fine. Like, she's making her space work for her, and I kind of love that. But her room's coming together. It is pretty dark, I would say, and as you may have noticed, I chose a gray floor and gray walls for every single room because it's an apartment. I figured that was probably more realistic, and everybody's tired of the beige. Nobody likes the beige. It's not in anymore. Gray is the new neutral, or white, and it is what it is. But that was mom's room. Then we head over here into the teenagers' room, and I went with purple because I love purple, but also because I really wanted to use this bed from Seasons, and it's the only swatch of that bed that I like. And I never use it because I just don't enjoy the other color swatches. But I thought that because it was a kind of a grayish metallic looking bed frame, that it worked well with the wall color and the vibe that I had going. So I just kind of ran with it, okay? But as you can see, she has like the bedside table that looks like some stacked suitcases. I gave her what looks like a record player and some CDs. So that's just a little bit of an insight into the creative that she is. She's also got a movie poster up there. There are plans here as well. I decided to put the family computer in the teenager's room. I'm thinking mom uses it as well, but she's not as into technology, so this made more sense. And as we're cluttering her desk here, you can see some of those elements I was talking about before. So we've got some school and textbooks just to show that she is a teenager. She's still working on homework. We've got that home decorator. I can't remember what that specific piece of clutter is, but it's got like color swatches and pins and like texture and fabric samples and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of cool to have. And then I gave her another lamp, which is kind of redundant to have two side by side like that. But the purple in that lamp was so pretty and it matched so well, probably because all of this is from the same pack. But I couldn't resist using it, honestly. But her desk is coming together pretty easily. Honestly, the clutter in this apartment was so easy for me to do. Sometimes I struggle and I'm like, I have no idea what to put here. But it's like, I don't know, I was inspired to make this apartment and everything just kind of flowed together nicely. And I love when that happens because that's not always the case. I kind of continue the theme of the Seasons items in this room. It's not overblown with Seasons or anything like that, but the dresser, I think that bedside table, well, the bedside table is probably City Living. And the bed are definitely both Seasons. I decided to throw the flip-flop lights right above the window. I was going to place them in the window, but it cut it off and it didn't look natural. So I went ahead and placed them above. I like that little detail. And when I play tested this at night, I had those, the only lights that were on, which was kind of cool. And as you can see, I gave her the meditation poof and a little yoga mat. That's my favorite yoga mat. I love that. I love a good silhouette. And yeah, this is her room. I think this is very fitting for a teenager. And I'm thinking she's probably about 15, maybe 14. I feel like 14 is a little too young. So she's definitely like an older teen, but not like Miss Independent, right? Like she's still kind of dependent on mom a little bit, but she's really kind of playing around with things and getting a feel for who she is as an individual, which is a very confusing time for everybody. It's not easy to navigate teenagehood, and I stand by that. And then we give her a little thing from Moschino. I guess it's a wall mural. I don't know. And a fan. I included fans in both rooms, and I have the little temperature gauge by the front door, so everybody can be cool. And you may have noticed I used the metal, or not metal, glass doors. I'm about to sneeze. I'm like holding one off, so excuse me. But I used the glass doors. I put curtains over every single one to give the illusion of privacy, but it's The Sims, right? Like they don't care. But you can pretend that they care. And I used the ones from Paranormal because I like the beading on it, but I also felt like it actually looked like it would cover the entire door, which is what I wanted to go for. And the little bar, the curtain rod that they're on, isn't super long and weird looking. It's very modern and it just fit the vibe. That's really all I can say. So as you can see, we use that modular furnishings from Dream Home Decorator. I don't think that sentence was all grammatically correct, so forgive me, but I used gray and black, and I wasn't super thrilled. I wanted a dark brown initially, but the dark brown in this set just looks fake to me. I don't like it. I don't like any of the browns in this set. So I went with this, and I do like it. It felt very heavy at first, but then as I started kind of cluttering it up, I chose really bright objects, or tried to choose really bright objects. So we've got some decorative vases from Island Living. We've got a couple from Journey to Batu, some not flowers, candles from Eco Lifestyle. I've got that little bunny statuette from Cottage Living. I'm like testing my memory to see if I can tell where things are from. And then of course I did use the Dream Home Decorator boxes and things because they just look good together. I mean, they're part of a set, so naturally they look good together. I included a gaming station because girls can game too. That's not strictly a male's object. And a little radio. That's my favorite radio to use in game because it does a few extra little things and it makes me happy. But this is pretty much it for this little entertainment stand. I think I add a little bundle of magazines here in just a moment. Yeah, I do. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think I'm not going to continue to practice with it. I think I'm just going to kind of let it go at this point because I think it looks nice, but it's just not my aesthetic. But it fit this family really well, so I ran with it, if you will. I did decide to use a dark wood coffee table. I didn't want everything to be monochromatic. That wasn't really my goal. So I was trying to break it up where I could. But I still wanted everything to kind of match and look nice together. So you'll see some more of that brown coming out in the frames, like on the mirror on those pictures. And I do another picture wall soon. So I do kind of bring those elements into the artwork, which is not normally what I do. So that was kind of fun to play around with. I was trying to make this little thing work. It doesn't. It goes away. And I eventually switched these out. Now, I did not play test the closet because there's a dresser in each bedroom. It's not necessary for it to work. It may not. The plants may be blocking it, but typically Sims enter from the other side, not that side. So it should be fine. I can't say with 100% certainty because I didn't check. I'm gonna be honest. It didn't seem that important, and I honestly forgot it was there, so I'm sorry. Oh man, I whispered. I apologize. But that's another mural wall. I imagine if I actually made the family and added them in here, I would add some photos of the child onto the wall. Maybe you have like an infant shot, a toddler shot, her as a child, and then her currently, because there's 3 empty spots. But I mean, you could do what you feel. And then we work on the kitchen. Now the kitchen didn't take me too long, but I wasn't really sure if I was going to do a standalone stove or if I wanted to break up the range in the stove. And I ended up going with a standalone because where that little window is such an awkward place for counters and cabinets. And it was making life hard, honestly. So I swapped around where the refrigerator goes. I do place a half wall initially. It's silly. I end up putting a full wall. I don't know why I thought a tall half wall would be less oppressive in the front door or by the front door than a full wall. I can't really explain that rationale, but it doesn't work out. And I very quickly realized that that's silly and I just need to swap it. And then we're going to quickly pick out curtains. I'm trying really hard not to keep relying on these Cottage Living shades, but they're the only ones right now to me that look good in the kitchen. I don't know why. I don't know what that mindset is, but I can't get away from it. Eventually I will, but I keep pulling those out like, okay, I mean, this is what makes sense because you can pull them down, you can push them up. It is what it is. And then we're just picking out the clutter items for the kitchen. Now, I like this kitchen, but I will say one thing. The upper cabinets that go with those lowers don't match. None of the whites are the same shade as that white. But they're all white. So it's like, it's really weird. I feel a little crazy for saying that because I'm not the most reliable when it comes to color shades. Like, if they're too close together, I can't really tell. But the white is really noticeable because it's more of the finish that's different and not necessarily the color. Maybe I should have phrased it that way. The finish is different. But I do like the way the kitchen turned out. Eventually, it all came together. I paired both of the cabinets and the counters are base game, but they're not from the same pack. I think the uppers are that kind of just stock cabinet that you get. They're usually blue in the catalog, and then the bottoms are those industrial counters. And I do kind of mix an industrial piece as part of the uppers just for a cabinet space because there's no pantry. And I feel like you need a pantry in an apartment, right? Like you need something for storage. But yeah, after this, we'll work on the dining room, and I'm actually going to leave you here. I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is like barely hanging on. and I don't think I can talk for much longer without needing to cough. I've got a little bit of a head cold. So please let me know if you enjoyed this one. You can leave a like or a comment down below. You can also subscribe if that's something that would spark joy for you. I will be posting the screenshots on Instagram as per usual, if you want to head over there and check those out. I believe I'll be posting next week's video on Monday as well, so stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, I hope you have a lovely day and a lovely rest of your week. Bye, guys.
From my winter hell, I've got candles and candy. I can be your daddy if you only let me creep into your prison cell. Hey baby, can you tell I'm not a criminal? Your choice is seminal. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say. Just find your way. Try to stay true. Speak low, stand in your row. Try not to show this life's a show. Try not to glow. Way down below, it's a lot of woe. And that's not a place where you would like to go.